Hello and welcome to this demonstration of my thesis project called Drawn to Mind. Drawn to Mind is an iPadOS prototype designed for versions of the iPad compatible with Pencil Pro, seen here. Its main purpose is the instrumentation of sensor data collection from handwriting movements during drawing and writing tasks. And it's meant for a clinical setting in what is known as cognitive assessments, where people's cognitive function are evaluated using different tests or test batteries. And a lot of these tests work with actual pen and paper drawings, as they actually inform the observer quite a lot of information about executive function and cognitive function. Without further ado, this is the interface greeted by clinicians or researchers using the app. The app actually has two different interfaces, one designed for researchers, which is this one, the most advanced one, and there is also a different mode. I'll show that later, but you can switch it into an user mode or out of admin mode as so. That simplifies the interface, and it's meant for the people who are subjected to such tests. I'll show you here that we already have 5 tests defined here in my list in the sidebar. The sidebar can be shown or hidden as so, and I can navigate between the tests as so, or even reorder them as so. Inside one test is then now defined 5 tasks. So a test has tasks inside them, and the sequence is also similarly defined by dragging and dropping in the list here. You could edit to remove or reorder as so, and you can add new ones as so. Instead of adding new tasks into these existing tests, I'll demonstrate how to create a new one. You go here to the plus and make actually a new test. I'll call this test and add it as so. So this now appears at the top, and it contains 0 tasks as seen here. We have these switches that enable or disable stroke analysis and sensor data in the test that I'll demonstrate later on. But for now, I'll create a series of tasks. This one is called task 1, and it's draw a circle. I'll add it here, and it appears as so. I can add new ones and call that one task 2. And draw a spiral, for example. And I'll also demonstrate that I've done if I write a time here, 11:10, for example, and I can use test templates defined here just as an example that will overlay the test with different patterns to support different types of cognitive tests. So a very well-known and commonly used cognitive test is the clock drawing test, and where patients or subjects of these cognitive assessments are asked to draw a clock face and actually place the the numbers in it. So I'll just define those three here, just so I can demonstrate they are now empty, right? Like so. So those are the three, 1, 2, 3. And I can show you how to then, how to then go out of admin mode. I have to restart the app, I'm afraid. And we're greeted with a welcome screen, summarizing the amount of tests and how many tasks are contained within them. When the button is pressed, you're navigated to the first task, and for each task just goes in succession by clicking next when you're finished until all the tasks and tests are finished. So in this one, I'm asked to draw a circle. So I'll just draw a circle here. That's pretty nice. I'm finished, so I can go to next task. Here, I'm asked to draw a spiral. I'll try to do that as evenly as possible. That's a pretty nice spiral, isn't it? I'll stop there. And this one, I'm asked to draw the time of 10 past 11. So if my calculations serve me correct, that would be the correct way of doing that. And when I'm done, I can finish my test, as so. And at the very end, I'll just skip to the very end here. I'm greeted with a confirmation screen that tells me I've completed all my tests that are assigned for me. So let's say I am now the researcher, right? Oh, sorry. I would need to be in the admin mode again, right? But then I would go into the test this time that I've defined, and I can start previewing the data. I could analyze these further by looking at the stroke with stroke analysis, and things like pauses, tilt, pressure of the pen, and the speed can be combined into a more detailed analysis. So the pressure is varied with thickness, the tilt is varied with color opacity, and similarly the speed. I seem to have drawn it with a similar speed all along. And while I draw, if you see here, the sensor inputs are actually directly outputted to just test the functionality. This proved very useful in order to validate the functionality of my prototype. This monitoring can be shown and hidden, and same here. And if I would like, I could demonstrate here how you could select a photo to trace or use one of the templates that I showed earlier. An important one is the trail making test. I'll just show it here. It shows how it overlays the screen with these dots that I have to then connect in order. I think that concludes, well, I will show you here. This test has 3 tasks. And if I would like to do some further analysis, I can do that from here. So in that regards, just this test. And I can see here now that the test is completed with a completion rate of 100, 3 of 3. And I am presented with drawing metrics for each of the 3 tasks. They contain some key metrics calculated from the sensor data that was recorded, and how much time it took, and how many strokes, and so on, and even a ratio between drawing and pauses. The speed and accelerations are shown here, average pressure, and so on, and a small thumbnail of the drawing itself. So that shows me how the data can be analyzed, but I can show you here the research panel as well. It shows you then the different types of variables here, sorted in categories up here. And at the top are some key metrics: the total of strokes, drawing time, total length of the stroke, the speed, average pressure, and so on, sample rate and data quality. And I can navigate between the 6 then different tests I have defined here. So the data will be calculated from those tests. So if I go back to the one we did, you see some means written out here, and you see some environmental contexts listed here. Those are recorded from the sensors of the iPad, but are not implemented in this version. So that concludes my demonstration for today. To sum up, Drawn to Mind is meant for the clinical context of cognitive assessments, and is supposed to support data collection during already clinically violated drawing or writing tasks that then could be performed using this equipment to supply researchers or clinicians with detailed reports, raw sensor data, or reports on how that data is distributed. And most importantly then, it shows how data then could be, I could go here and export the data for even further analysis, either as CSV or JSON data, including sensor or drawing data, anonymizing it and compressing it to a zip file. And if I export this package now, I will just get this test exported. But still it demonstrates how the app uses the iOS export function to just save the file as a zip archive. And I'll show you where it ends up here. We have the test data here that I just made. If I open this, it opens to a folder with an anonymized user ID. And inside you'll find a folder with the name of the test and the files containing the drawing data, the raw drawing data as JSON, found here, with a folder or a library containing all the drawings that were collected as pencil kit drawings. So these 3 drawings then, named with the names I gave the tasks, also contains the raw data for verification of the exported or collected metric data here. So Drawn to Mind then will be able to be used as a tool supporting these cognitive assessment methods, and contribute by instrumenting these streams of sensor data into the clinical decision-making workflow. So thanks for watching this demonstration, and more information can be found by searching for Drawn to Mind, or by contacting me, Vegard Bolstad.